Literally, there are two or more concurrent timelines that we're living in. I've got to be very careful with this. They were handing this cube around from country to country to the elitists in the countries to look into their own futures so that they could pick the best paths for themselves.
It feels like he revealed more than he should have, and I wondered if something happened to him after all those public statements. So I started looking him up. On Reddit, people were asking about Dan Burish, where he is now, and if he's okay. And then I found this. A disturbing image. A user saying he was warned shortly after speaking publicly. And that definitely makes you pay attention to what he's saying next. But here's the thing, he's not the only one talking about this. The American writer Philip K. Dick described the same idea.
We were reliving the present, déjà vu, perhaps in precisely the same way, hearing the same words, saying the same words. I submit that these impressions are valid and significant. This too might account for the sensation people get of having lived past lives. They may well have, but not in the past. Previous lives, rather, in the present.
Physicist David Deutsch talks about it from a scientific angle.
There are other copies of you and of me in other universes. Some of these copies are completely identical to us. There are other universes which are very like this one, but differ only in the position of one atom somewhere. Now, those universes are interfering with ours, and they are producing interference effects, which we could detect in the laboratory if we wanted to.
When you really stop and think about the idea that things like this could be real, it gives you chills. At least it did for me. It reminded me of a real experiment done by psychologist Daryl Bem, known as Feeling the Future.
The computer randomly selects a set of photographs to show you, and most of them are calm, neutral pictures, and every once in a while there's an arousing picture. So the results is that the physiology of the participant shows higher arousal, not just when the picture appears, which you would expect, but a few seconds before the computer shows the arousing pictures, even before the computer decides which picture to show.
In Bem's experiment, nothing was predicted in advance. The choices were random, and yet the body reacted as if it already had access to what was about to happen.
Did you have exposure to that black box?
Yeah,
So
it was something that we called the cube or the yellow disc or yellow cube, yes.
Okay, but then that was
I
not
have
a
had
looking
experience with
glass. Was that a looking glass?
That is a variant of the technology.
Okay.
However, whilst the looking glass shows probabilities, or has shown probabilities, the cube would react with the people present. So there was an alteration, if you will, over what you were seeing from it. It would actually spin out as a yellow disc out of the top of it, where the word yellow book originally came from.